Welcome back to the vlog. I am back. You're probably wondering where I've been. Let me show you. This right here is the new bathroom. Wait, does this thing turn on? Oh, yeah, it does. Wow, cool. I don't think any of us expected this to take as long as it did, and it took like 2 solid months. Was not able to work here at all. But that is finally done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you that is finally done. Speaking of finally done, the Comman Cod part 1 video is finally done. I'm currently working on part 2 right now. It is currently 1 hour and 42 minutes long. It is gonna feel so good to have these Japan videos done. Actually, the last set of Japan videos at the beginning of 2020, that was like the most video editing I've done in a row in my life. And while the actual number of videos we're gonna produce from this footage is not the same as before, the amount of footage is either about the same or even more. So it's taking a very long time to edit. Well, we're getting there. Now, if you saw the episode and heard Thomas say that I was getting married, that is correct. I would not leave that in the video if that was not true. Just as a quick aside, anything you see in the videos, I have looked at least 3 or 4 times. In many cases, I've seen every single clip like 5 times or more. The only mistakes that we really make in the videos are ones that we caught in like rendering but didn't want to re-render, or just we didn't really have time to finesse it. Just like sometimes there's like 2 words get too close together and you could finesse it a little more, but it's good enough and you're just like, okay, that's fine. But in general, anything you see in the video is stuff that I meant to have in there. But like I said, yes, it is true, I am getting married. You will get to meet her at some point, I'm sure, but it's probably gonna be more of a Steve Wallace situation where his wife never appeared on screen and he just referred to as his beautiful wife. It'll be the same thing for me. Also, rest in peace, Steve Wallace's wife. Steve Wallace, man. That's his last name, right? Steve Wallace? Canadian dude. Drinks beers. Camps in roundabouts. I am very excited about the new year. I don't have like a lot of big things planned. Last year we had so many things planned for so long that it was really stress inducing. It's just like it was always in the back of my mind, the big plans that we had, which was mainly Japan. But this year we have nothing planned so far. We will of course have stuff planned, but I just feel really positive about everything. I've got a lot of energy and I'm really enjoying working on stuff. So everything is looking very solid. Really excited about stuff. Wrapping up lots of projects. I have a couple of New Year's resolutions. The first one is a continuation from last year's resolution, which is to listen to people all the way to the end until they finish talking. Not just when I think I've gotten all of the relevant information, which sounds like an easy thing that everybody does. Not for me. Also this year, I am turning 40 years old. My whole life I've gotten from people, I was like, oh, you're just still a baby, no matter what age I am. And in fact, I think I've gotten that from people who are younger than me now. I have been blessed with genetics that make me look younger than I actually am. Now I know 40 years old is not the oldest, but I do have some wisdom to share. And one of those things is that you do not know when the good old days are when they're actually happening. What made me think of this specifically is that in 2023, 2 big YouTube creators decided to stop making videos. Seth Everman, who is the bald guy, I'm sure you know who he is, and Tom Scott. Now, whether you know who they are, that's kind of irrelevant, but the point is that Tom Scott, you could rely on him to make an entertaining video every Monday, and he did it for like the last 10 years. I didn't start watching his videos until like 2017, but something you could take for granted, just every week there's gonna be this new video. When that's happening, you don't appreciate it the same way you're gonna appreciate it later. You don't realize that that's going to end one day. And that those days where you're looking back at them like, oh man, those were the good old days. Those days back in 2015, 2016, 2017, when I would make a video every single day, I look back now and I'm like, oh man, those were some good old days. Like right now the days are very good, but the days of me making a daily video, they're gone. They are not coming back, no matter what I or you or anybody else does. And I've just been thinking about this more and more lately, that you have got to appreciate the time that you're in and the things that you have right now, because they will not last forever. And in general, I think I do a pretty good job of this, but like even Adventure Archives, Adventure Archives is going to end one day. It is still a long time in the future, and I still have all the verve and energy in the world to devote to Adventure Archives. As far as I'm concerned, we're not even close to our apex. But it will end one day. So both as a creator and as the viewer, we've got to appreciate this time that we're in, where new stuff is still coming out. There's this line from the Dark Knight movies that's, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And when I heard that line, I was like, oh, that sounds cool as just like a piece of writing, but does that actually happen? In a lot of ways, it kind of does. Like my poor Simpsons, man. It's just shambling around like a zombie and didn't get the ending that it deserves. That show, just like, I would love to just have like this nice wrapped up ending, but it's never gotten it. And it's just a walking zombie. I'm kind of going all over the place here. But Tom Scott and Seth Everman, it's so great that they just had like this career and they got to end it. They got to end it on a high note with this great final send off. They told people it was coming like a year early. Whenever we do end Adventure Archives, that's the way I want to do it. I want to send it off with a slow motion montage with music, fade to black. That's gonna be it. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that, but I will enjoy it when it happens. Like I said though, that is a long way out. Although this year is another momentous occasion because this is the 10-year anniversary of Adventure Archives. Last September was actually the 10-year filming anniversary, but for releasing episodes, it's going to be June of this year. We have to do something special for that. It might not be a video because that's a lot of effort, but maybe a meetup. Oh, maybe that would work. Stay tuned. As far as my other New Year's resolutions go, one of them is to stop frivolously buying stuff and then returning it. Returns have become so easy in online shopping now that it's like, oh yeah, I'll just get it, and if I don't like it, I'll return it. I'm going to start treating it more like, if I buy this, this is in my possession and I have to take care of it. On a personal monetary level, obviously it doesn't affect me if I buy something and return it, but the company who sold me the thing has to deal with it. That's double the shipping for no reason. And lots of times return stuff doesn't even get used again. It just gets thrown away. So to that end, even though it is easy to return stuff, I'm going to endeavor to do less of that. Less buying and less returning. And then my last resolution, which I don't even know if you can call it a resolution, and I don't even know if it's something you can actually improve upon, but whenever I'm like handling stuff, and like I've got to put something in my pocket, I want to very clearly say in my head, I am putting this in my back right pocket. That is where it is until I do something with it. Because I'm sure we've all had this experience where you're like juggling multiple things and you got like this little dongle and you're like, oh, I need to go get something else. You put it in whatever pocket, you walk away, turn the lights off, and then suddenly you're like, what was I doing? And you're like, oh, I was doing something with that dongle. And then you go, wait, where did I put that dongle? So to that end, I'm gonna try to just, every time I do something like that, I'm gonna be like, yo, this is where you're putting that receipt. It's going in this pocket right here. And I guess that's kind of the theme of the New Year's resolutions this year, is to slow down a little bit and pay attention to things and keep them in my working memory. But now it's time to write some more music. There's one more song that needs to be written for the Comman Cod Part 2 episode. It's just me and the blank canvas. Somehow it always happens. And every time it seems like such a task, and it will be a task. But thank you very much for watching. That will do it for today. Hope you're having a good New Year so far, and I will see you very soon in the next one.